Welcome and hello, hello and welcome, welcome and hello, hello and welcome, guys. I know it's a lot of un poco mas today, guys. Welcome and hello. It's the show we give you just a little bit more. But a lot of you have been just rightly calling me out that I've been kind of ignoring CRISPR. It's been going through some pretty wild swings and has been the topic of rampant speculation since that beefcake or whatever that stupid report is came out and said it was a buyout target. I personally don't think CRISPR is going to get bought out right away, but I think it becomes more and more valuable every single time they have a data readout. Because what's happening is they're sort of shifting their focus from the cash intensive, labor intensive, lab intensive, ex vivo stuff to focus on an in vivo program. And not only that, but focus on less sort of niche diseases that have smaller markets. I hate to call it a market, but you know, less prevalence, I guess you could say, and then focus on these larger sort of cardiovascular, I think autoimmune indications. And then they also have a new partnership. Already had a partnership with Vertex, and they, have a new partnership with Sirius. And I honestly think, like, this is my honest opinion, or else I wouldn't own so much of the stock. Um, you know, the bear case is really overblown. It comes down to, cash burn, and then basically are they going to be able to get these other, newer programs over the finish line? And then they're saying they're not going to get bought out because of those two reasons. And I think that's erroneous on a couple of points, because if you look at the companies that don't look at the insider, it says insider ownership is 25%, and then it says institutional ownership is 98%, 97, 98. So that's obviously impossible. Now, what's happening here is they're double counting big pharma companies who own a lot of CRISPR. It's not just that Vertex is partnered with CRISPR on Casgevy. They own 60% of the Casgevy program, and CRISPR owns 40. It's jointly developed, but it's also that Vertex owns about 5% or 6% of the company, and so do other major players. Let me pull this turd up here. Got cutes coming through. Just have no idea what she's up to. So if you look at the holders of the stock, I guess I don't know if they show them as insiders here, but yeah. So Bayer owns 6%, Vertex owns 5.6, Celgene owns 4, GlaxoSmithKline owns 3.38. So whether you call them insiders, institutions, big pharma, there's obviously a tremendous amount of institutional ownership from huge pharmaceutical companies. If they weren't interested in buying the company out, why would they already own 4 or 5, 6% of the company? Is it the capital? I mean, a lot of these companies have a huge cash pile, and CRISPR's cash burn is just overstated. I mean, they have 1.9 billion in cash. They have almost no debt, and they're burning anywhere. Their cash burn has come down. I mean, the Sirius acquisition was like $100 million hit, but if you really kind of average things out, they don't burn more than around $150 million a quarter. So when they say they can last a couple of years at the current burn rate, I frankly believe them. I think they've got about 2 years, and so they're not in any rush. They can negotiate from a position of strength. And every time they get new data back, their programs become more valuable. And they have a lot of, programs and trials underway that they own 100% of, totally in-house developed, that they can make individual partnerships on those programs. They can, sell a portion of the company. Obviously, they're selling a portion of the company, in the form of shares. But there's all kinds of partnerships they can make, and that's fairly common. I think people who think there's no interest in buying this thing out are just not seeing the writing on the wall from the fact that a lot of these companies, not just Vertex, they have a lot of concentration in programs that could be, aged out or trumped by, different types of gene editing and genetic therapies. I mean, that's the future of medicine, and they know it. And CRISPR is the leader of the pack, I think, quite clearly. They have cash, they have partnership, they have FDA approval, they have runway, which is cash. But they also have a ton of flexibility to make acquisitions. They can acquire smaller companies. They can, come in with partnerships the other way where they're the big dog, taking another little pup under their paw, big bear paw. Ever seen the bar just throw up the bear paw? Anyway, it's totally stupid. But just taking a look at the short interest on this thing, I only have a couple of minutes. I got to run. But, they're shorting the stock again today, just a few shares. 25% of the free float shorted, just a few more shares on loan, not a lot of flexibility there. Utilization is high. I think there is absolutely no shares available, and I think that's why the stock's going up. How many shares can be available with this type of institutional ownership? I mean, even on the more conservative sites, they're listing institutional ownership, mid low 70s, and then insider ownership, just depending on how you count it. I mean, retail does not own much of this company. You can't push around these big pharma. They don't care about they think long term. So you have very, very high institutional ownership. You have 4 big pharma companies with plenty of cash that could, make partnerships or buy the company outright. I mean, they can also buy the company with their stock. They can buy the company with debt. It doesn't necessarily be they have to, have the entire amount in cash up front. There's all kinds of deals to be made. But I just don't think CRISPR is going to sell, anywhere near this share. I think they'd have to get like 3 times the share price at least. I think they're otherwise is just selling themselves way, way short, like you're weighing. But yeah, if you want to that's all I'm saying. You don't normally see like this was just shorted at, 22%, and then it's all of a sudden grown to 25%. So the shorts are piling on. If you look and see, who are the shorts, it's probably, the usual suspects, but they're slow. Citadel, yeah, they just increased 202% from 63. So very few of these companies were, some of them were shorting, from lower levels, but none of them were shorting really from the lows. Shorting from around these levels, perhaps a bit lower. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Citadel usually knows what they're doing, but they can be caught out of position as well. I mean, sometimes you're counting on bad data, safety data, all this type of thing, and it just doesn't come. So it is what it is, guys. I just wanted to make a little CRISPR update. That's all the time I have. This is a good article. If you have time to read it on Seeking Alpha, CRISPR Therapeutics, de-risk Casgevy, disappoints. It's kind of a fair point, but I think it was sort of the stuff I was refuting. This guy's really smart. So, I suggest you read it if you're invested in the company. It gives both bullish and bearish points, I think, in a kind of a harsh but a fair way. And this guy's also bald like not a lurker, so he has a very symmetrical head, also like not a lurker. Yeah, Jersey Shore indeed. Yeah, a lot of buyout rumors. Guys, I apologize. This was just a super quick update, but look at the chart. You see, it's been right in this channel for like 7 years, and it tested the top a year and a half, and then it made this huge pump and dump. It's really due to come up here and test the top. I mean, this has been pretty solid. I mean, the algo's been all over these things, accumulating shares, and I think this is just dramatically undervalued compared to what you look at what Vertex valued just the Casgevy program. It's insane. Compared to the in vivo programs, what those could be worth. They got a new dose in mice with CTX, 460. All kinds of things going on. I do apologize, guys. I have to run. But look at CRISPR. Look at this chart. I mean, you have a clear uptrend forming from down here 28 to, started testing 40. And then I think it's just going to move up. These bases are going to move up. It's a long, long, slow slog. But they've locked on this thing. And the bears and shorts have made this a special project. But where do you see a company where institutions and big pharma and insiders own the entire company and they're shorting 25% of the free float? And the company has absolutely no danger of going anywhere. Tons of cash, tons of runway, partnerships, options galore, making acquisitions from position of strength. Absolutely no shame in their game, no fear in their rear. And for some reason, these shorts are just up their wazoo like a, proctologist. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm outraged. You can privately contact me on email, fattennisninja@hotmail.com. But don't email me, everybody. You guys are a bunch of idiots. But yeah, if you need to get in touch with me, you can email me. I don't check that email very often, but if you email me soon, I'll make a point of checking it. It's usually a bunch of like racist psychos. Never leave your email on, or you can just leave me a comment with like your work contact information, like whatever, you know, your work email. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, email me and get a hold of me. Fat Tennis Ninja, Hotmail. That's my email. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. It's un poco mas. I gotta go. I'm starving. I'm wasting away. I'm in danger of dropping under 330 pounds if I'm not careful. Peace.